Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this bag here. It's actually, as long as you can do front post and back post stitches, it's pretty easy. That's mainly what it is. These are all front post and back post. This ribbing right here is all back post, and then we just got regular double and single. And the handles, of course, you can do those however you want. I made two small ones, but you know, it's up to you. Now this isn't a really big bag. It's probably about 10 inches across, maybe 8 inches, 7 or 8 inches, you know, tall. It's just a little bag to take out with you if you're going out, you know, on the night on the town or something like that, or whatever you want to do with it. But let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, for this project, I'm using a 5th Avenue yarn. Now, I got this off Herrschners. It's a real pretty gold color, and you could probably find it on their site if you're wanting to get this exact yarn. If not, it's just a medium 4-weight yarn. This yarn is 48% polyester, 20% acrylic, 20% wool, 26% wool. 218 yards, and one will be enough to make the bag. So if you want, you know, if you can't find this yarn, or you want to use a different yarn, just any medium 4-weight yarn will work, and about 200 yards is what you're going to need to make this bag. But like I said, it's called Smoky Quartz. It came from Herrschners online. I ordered it. And then I'm going to be using a size J, which is 6mm crochet hook. And as always, I just want to ask you to please not forget to subscribe to my channel. If you look in the lower right hand corner of this video, there's a little subscribe button. If you go ahead and click on that right now, you'll automatically be subscribed and you'll never miss any of my updates. Also, if you could give this video a big thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, you want to start out with a chain of 76. Now we're going to work from the bottom of the bag up. So we want to follow the chain without twisting it, and we're going to form one large ring. So what we're going to do is slip stitch into the very first stitch. So we got our big ring. And that, now we're starting, this will be the base of the bag, and at the end we'll sew it up. Now if you look at this and it's not as big as you want it to be, because this is how big your bag will be when you fold it in half, because it'll be sewed up at the end. You can make it bigger, or smaller, just make your chain in a multiple of 2. But I started with a chain of 76. Now what I'm going to do is chain 1. I'm going to go right back into the same stitch that I slip stitched into, and I'm going to double crochet. And now I'm going to work, and I'm going to put 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around my entire ring until I make it back to my starting point. That sure is some pretty yarn. So 1 double in every stitch until I get back to the beginning. So just like that. Okay, I've made it all the way around, and now I'm going to go ahead and end with the slip stitch into this first double crochet that I did. And you should have a total of 76 stitches, because that's what you started with. Okay, now I'm going to work a chain 1, and then I'm going to double crochet right back into that same stitch. And now I'm going to be working front post double crochet and back post double crochet. So the next stitch, I'm going to work a front post double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to do a double crochet, but I'm going to work around the post of the stitch, just like that. So you see how the post is on the front on my hook? I like to fold my work in half. And then you go ahead and just do your double crochet. Now the next stitch, I'm going to do a back post double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to go around the post, but I'm going to do it from the back like that. So now when I look, the post is on the back of my hook, and then you go ahead and do your double crochet. So So the next stitch will be a front post double crochet. And then a back post double crochet. And then a front post double crochet. And a back post. And that's what I'm going to repeat all the way around until I get back to my starting point. Front post double crochet, and then a back post double crochet. So do the front post double crochet, back post double crochet, repeat all the way around until you get back right over here to your starting point. Okay, I'm coming to the end of round 2. Now your last stitch you should have ended in a front post double crochet, and then we're going to go ahead and end by slip stitching into our first double crochet here, and you still should have 76 stitches. Now what I'm going to do is this, I'm going to keep repeating round 2. So I'm just going to repeat what we just did. I'm going to chain 1, double crochet right back into that same stitch, and then front post double crochet in the next stitch. So you'll see right around the post, you're actually front post double crocheting around the previous front post double crochet. So your posts start to line up. And then I'm going to back post double crochet around the next. And then front post double crochet. And back post double crochet. So I'm repeating, we're on round 3, and I'm just repeating what we did for round 2. The front post double crochet, back post double crochet, repeat. Just like that, and this is what it starts to look like. You see your posts are starting to line up. So I'm going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the beginning. Okay, whenever you make it to the end of round 3, you just end with a slip stitch into your first double crochet. You'll have 76 stitches still, and then just start again. Just keep repeating round 2. Now you want to repeat round 2 until you have a total of 8 rounds, like I have right here. So 8 rounds total, 76 stitches still. Now what I'm going to do, you can see we got some, this is the vertical ribbing. I'm going to do some horizontal. So now I'm going to start with a chain of 3. And that's going to count as a double crochet. And I'm just going to go along for round 9 and work 1 double crochet in every stitch. So we're just working in the top of the stitches. We're not doing front post, back post on this round. It's just 1 double crochet in every stitch until I get back around to my starting point. Just like that. Okay, I've made it to the end of round 9. Still should have your 76 stitches, and we're going to go ahead and end with a slip stitch into the top of our beginning chain 3. Now we're going to chain 3 again. Now what we're going to do is work a back post double crochet in every single stitch. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to go to this next stitch here, and work a back post double crochet. And this will start to make some horizontal ribbing. You'll see it the more that you do. Back post and around the next stitch. Back post double around the next. Just doing it in every single stitch. So no front post this time, just back post only. Just like that, and there you can see some horizontal ribbing taking place. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that, one back post double crochet in every stitch back to my starting point. Okay, I've made it to the end of round 10, and I'm going to go ahead and end by slip stitching into my beginning chain 3, and now I'm just going to repeat that round again. Same thing we just did. Going to chain 3, and then I'm going to work back post double crochet in every stitch. Just like that. So I'm on round 11 now. I'm just repeating round 10. I'm going to go all the way around. I'll have 76 stitches still. In with the slip stitch in my beginning chain 3. And then for round 12, I'm going to repeat it one more time. So rounds 10, 11, and 12 are all the same. Just back post double crochet in every stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up 11. And then I'll finish up around 12, and then I'll meet back up with you at the end of round 12. Okay, I've made it to the end of round 12. Go ahead and end with the slip stitch into your beginning chain 3. 76 stitches still. Now what I'm going to do is chain 3, and now I'm going to work one double crochet in every stitch all the way around. So right here into this first one. So no back post this time. This is round 13. It's just one double in every stitch until you get back to the beginning. Okay, I've made it to the end of round 13, 76 stitches still. Go ahead and end with the slip stitch into your first or beginning chain 3. Now I'm going to repeat round 13 again. So for round 14, I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to work a round of one double crochet in every stitch. So round 14 is just a repeat of round 13. One double in every stitch until we get back to the beginning. Alright, I made it to the end of round 14. Go ahead and end with the slip stitch into your first beginning chain 3, like that. 76 stitches still. Now I'm going to do some rounds of single crochet. So what I'm going to do is chain 1. Now I'm going to work 6 single crochets in a row, and then I'm going to do a single crochet decrease. So we're going to work our very first single crochet right here back into this same stitch. So there's 1. You want to do 6 in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now the next stitch is going to be a single crochet decrease, and it's worked over 2 stitches. So we're going to go into the first stitch and drop a loop, and then we're going to go into the next stitch and drop a loop. You'll have 3 loops that remain on your hook. Yarn over and go through all 3. So that took 2 stitches and it made it into 1. Now I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to do 6 single crochets in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to do a single crochet decrease over the next 2. So I'm going to go into the next one, drop a loop, into the next one, drop a loop, yarn over, go through all 3 loops, repeat it again, 1 single crochet in the next 6, single crochet decrease over the next 2. There it is. And I'm going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the beginning. Okay, I'm coming to the end of round 15, and I just did a decrease, and I have 4 stitches that remain. Just go ahead and put a single crochet in those last 4 stitches. And if you don't have 4, you know, if you have like 3 or 5 or something, it's okay. This part now doesn't, your stitch count now doesn't really matter anymore, how many stitches you have. What I'm going to do now is rounds of single crochet. So you probably want to get some sort of stitch marker. I'm just going to use a piece of yarn. So I'm just going to put it right here. That way I know where I end and where I begin. So I'm just going to jump over here to the first single crochet we did. Not the chain one, but the first single crochet. And I'm going to single crochet into it. I'm not going to slip stitch. And now I'm just going to work around. We're on round 16 now. Putting 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get back to my stitch marker. Alright, I made it back to that stitch marker at the end of round 16. I'm going to pull my stitch marker up, and I'm going to continue going around again with another round of single crochet. So now we're on round 17. Working 1 single crochet in every stitch. Okay, once you make it to the end of round 17, you want to go around one more time for a total of 18 rounds. So one more time of 1 single crochet in every stitch for a total of 18 rounds. And I already did that, so I'm at my 18th round. I'm going to go ahead and move my stitch marker out. And I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch into that next stitch. And then I'm going to clip my yarn off now. Like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew the bottom together. So I always sew, here's our seam. I put it on the side there, so the seam is on the side. So fold it to where your seam is on the side. And then all you do is take your yarn. Now you can sew it together with the yarn and a yarn needle if you want. I think I'm just going to slip stitch mine together. So just make sure your seam's on the corner there. And just start right down here and grab a stitch on each side, pull your yarn through, and chain 1. Now I'm going to grab the next stitch on this piece, and then the next stitch on the other piece, and I'm just going to slip stitch mine together at the bottom. So go through this stitch, and then the next stitch on the back piece, slip stitch, go into the next stitch on this piece, next stitch on the back side, slip stitch, and this is what I'm going to do all the way down. Now remember, if you're not comfortable doing this, you can just sew it together with a yarn needle. I do that sometimes. Go through both pieces and slip stitch. And I'm going to do this until I get to the end of the row. Okay, once you've slip stitched all the way across the bottom, you want to go ahead and just clip that yarn off. And now we can hide any remaining tails that we have. Okay, for the handles, you can make your handles as long, as short as you want. You can put one long one, 2 short ones, 2 long ones, whatever you want to do. But if you want to do it like me, I started with a chain of 41. You want to leave a long tail there on the end for sewing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, but I'm going to flip my chain, and you see this little bump right back here? I'm going to go into that one loop on the back, and that's where I'm going to put my single crochets the whole way down. It makes the edge a lot cleaner. So here's the front of my chain. I just flip it over a little bit, and you can see that one loop on each stitch that's kind of hanging out back here by itself. That's what I'm going through. You don't have to do this. You can just do it regular if you want, but it just makes it cleaner on the edge. It's a little slower, I guess, than doing it regular, but it does make a difference. So I'm going to do this all the way down until I get to the end of my chain. And you can see by looking that it just makes a cleaner edge. Alright, when you make it to the end, you should have 40 stitches. What I'm going to do is chain 1 and turn, and now I'm going to go back up and do one more single crochet in every stitch. So I'm going to start my first one right here in this very first spot, and I'm going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get to the end of the row. Okay, when you make it to the end, if you wanted to make your handles thicker, that's fine. You can do another row. I'm only going to do those 2 rows, and I'm going to clip off. I'm going to leave a long tail for sewing on this end. And now I'm just going to take my yarn needle and sew on my handles. I already have one on there. So it's real easy. Just use your tails. And I'm just kind of eyeball where they need to go. No certain spot, just kind of make it match my other side here a little bit. And just got my yarn needle. Let's see here, and I kind of I'm using my tails of the straps, and I'm just going to sew it on like this. Sew it on quite a bit till it's nice and tight. You don't want it falling off. Losing everything. That's no good. But yeah, this is how I sew it right here to these top stitches. Just back and forth until it's nice and tight. Both handles are made the same, and they're both sewed on the exact same. Once you feel like it's nice and tight, you just can kind of clip your yarn off, and then without twisting this handle, sew it over here to the other side and do both handles the exact same. Right, once you get done with your handles, that is it. It's just a nice little small bag to take out with you. I got this brooch kindly donated to me during one of my Christmas giveaways, and I thought it's going to be perfect to clip right on this bag. So I'm going to do that. You can decorate yours with beads or whatever you want, or you can leave it plain. But that's it. That's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Remember, if you look in the right hand corner of the video, there is a subscribe button. Also, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to check out all my other tutorials. I have hundreds of them, and check me out on Facebook too. The links to all that stuff's below in the description box. So until next time, have a good day.